just wanted to show this little website here, Live Science or Live Science. Just a little article back from 2013. The singularity is near. Mind uploading by 2045. This is by Tanya Lewis, published June 17th, 2013. The article goes on to describe how they have come up with the concept that they can upload your consciousness to the cloud, pretty much. And this is 2013. This guy named Kurzweil, he's an inventor, a futurist, now a director of engineering at Google. In other words, Google Cloud for your thoughts and your mind. They predicted that by 2045, technology will have surpassed human brain power to create a super intelligence, an event they're calling the singularity. Now, the singularity event that I know about involves the Great Awakening, but they are in a race to capture your mind and to enslave you in this system of control. They have a different kind of singularity, apparently. And so basically, this website goes on, and this article says more about what their intentions are, and that their technology, coupled with the knowledge of how the body works, they have been able to develop a sort of digital aspect that can capture and encapsulate your consciousness, storing it in an artificial body that's manipulated and created as a vessel. Now, they don't talk about that part in this article, where they can actually upload your consciousness to what they call a sleeve, but they have been able to clone people. It's another aspect of the DNA collection with the PCR test that they've been doing, is to be able to clone your bodies. But they can also upload your consciousness via your DNA. And they've been recording people's personalities with all of this data collection from cell phone usage and computer usage and voice enhancement technologies and all of these things. They've been basically hacking the human consciousness and getting their quantum computers to be able to, pretty much evolve based on our consciousness. This stuff is real. This is no longer science fiction, but it is science fact. Because they have made substantial achievements in the field of brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs. The cochlear implant, in which the brain's cochlear nerve is electronically stimulated to restore a sense of sound to someone who is hard of hearing, was the first true BCI. Many groups are now developing these BCIs to restore motor skills following damage to the nervous system from stroke or spinal cord injury. Now, yes, absolutely, a lot of this technology can be beneficial, but are they going to use it as a means to benefit humanity? That remains to be seen, since we have been living in a very corrupt world full of power and control and manipulation. So you guys can look at this article. It's over here on this website, Live Science or livescience.com. Mind uploading. There's a conference that took a surreal turn when Martine Rothblatt, a lawyer, author, and entrepreneur and CEO of biotech company United Therapeutics Corporation, took the stage. Even the title of his talk was provocative. The purpose of biotechnology is the end of death. They are going to sell people on the ability to live forever. But I would advise people watch the series Black Mirror on Netflix and really get a handle on a perspective of what this actually means. Of course, it seems on its surface like it's benign and benevolent and possibly amazing that you could live forever and never die, you never age, because you can just change sleeves. But please, I implore you to go watch Black Mirror and watch the episodes there, because they do have an episode involving this information and this technology. And what actually happens is these people cannot die, and they get tired of being a slave. And the people just want to progress, you know, in their evolution of soul. But this is a hijack, this is a hack into the soul consciousness and the evolution of your soul, which is absolute and always forever growing. This is an abomination to the natural laws that are out here in the universe. They're called universal laws, and they are absolute. But this is a hack. And there will be a lot of people that sell themselves into this concept because they want this ability to be able to live forever, eternal life, so to speak. But honestly, you can achieve eternal life by taking the long road and not the short road. Eternal life comes as your mind expands and grows. Your consciousness, your awareness, your experiences, everything grows with each incarnation, but they want you to sell yourself out into this concept of uploading your consciousness to the cloud. Because see, here it is, the quantum world, quantum computing, quantum everything now. Yeah, their D-Wave computers can absolutely go into other dimensions and to basically access that spirit realm. And this is where they get the hack from, you know. Where is all this technology coming from? That is left to be discovered. But if you dive deep into the world of woo, you will find that there are absolutely other beings that live amongst us that we are unaware of. And some call them aliens, but they're not exactly what we've been told. And I think that they've been here for a very long time. But yeah, check this stuff out. Very important. Now on to the show. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to share some information for those of you who have not been keeping up with the agenda that is happening out in the world today that involves many tiers and levels of different people and corporations and institutions and foundations that are pushing for this global reset, and what their true intentions are with all of these activities and events that we've been witnessing for the past couple of years now. And there's some very important information, and what it is challenging people to do is to actually use your own discernment and to look at the bigger picture from all of these different events and perspectives that are happening. They're actually telling us in many different ways what is going on and what their intentions are, but we have to pay attention to what each group is saying, and then to formulate the bigger picture by adding each participant that is usually a public figure. You have to add them to the pie and the puzzle that we're looking at, because each one is a piece. Well, there's this character named Yuval Noah Harari, and he's a transhumanist and advisor to Klaus Schwab and the Economic Forum. He has a lot to say about what has actually been going on. If you can connect the dots with what a PCR test truly is, and then listen to this man's words and what he has to say in regards to that collection of, I would say, your personal, very highly personal cellular structure, you know, the DNA that you hold sacred to yourself, that is considered you. and your spirit essence, this man is telling you everything that they have planned. And it all connects to Starlink and Neuralink and Google Cloud and all of these other aspects of our world that are seemingly compartmentalized and separate, but are actually all part of a whole process that they are trying to bring and achieve in this global domination. So without further ado, I shall play this clip from this character, Yuval Noah Harari, and you can decide and determine what it is that he's trying to tell you.
Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. In this time of crisis, you have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste. Data might enable human elites to do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it. Now, in the past, many tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough, and nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. If indeed we succeed in hacking and engineering life, this will be not just the greatest revolution in the history of humanity. This will be the greatest revolution in biology since the very beginning of life 4 billion years ago. For 4 billion years, nothing fundamental changed. Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds. Evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds. The IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud, these are the new driving forces of evolution. Surveillance, people could look back in 100 years and identify the coronavirus epidemic as the moment when a new regime of surveillance took over, especially surveillance under the skin. My brain, my body, my life, does it belong to me or to some corporation or to the government or perhaps to the human collective?
So how does that make you feel that these globalists, these elite, are deciding for each of you what should happen with your sovereignty, pretty much, your DNA, everything that makes you you in a nutshell? They're wanting to control it, absolutely. So how does that make you feel? Are you for the transhumanism agenda or are you against it? I just want to present this information because there's a lot of people that don't listen to these economic forums and the G8, or maybe they don't even know about it. You know, the Bilderberg group, all of these different groups are out here plotting against the rest of us. And here we sit, you know, ignorant of what it is that they are meeting about, these very important meetings that they always change locations around the world and, you know, have these things in secrecy so that they can plot. It's amazing that these things go on and somehow we don't know about it. But we're never invited to the meetings, are we? We don't get the announcement. We don't get the invitation to go. So who are the people in the audience? That's another question. Who are these people? Are they all just globalists listening to each other preach about what to do with the rest of us? Because the Georgia Guidestones are real, and I'll tell you that it's got at the very top of that monument what their intentions are. And the Georgia Guidestones, you know, that's been there since 1969, 1970. we got to wake up to all this stuff and teach each other, show each other. What's the information that you have? What do I know? Let's start just pouring it into this platform we call the internet so that we can funnel through all the information and disseminate it and look at this bigger picture, because it's a big evil unveiling of what is really going on in the world with everything, because nothing is separate. I've been saying this for a long time. I'm like, people think that all the events in the world have nothing to do with each other, that 9/11 has nothing to do with what's happening now today, or the Kennedy assassination has nothing to do with what's happening today, but they're absolutely connected. You just have to be able to critically think for yourself again and listen to your inner wisdom, because it's always guiding you, but we've turned it off because of our institution, the way we've been indoctrinated into this system, corporate control, it's baffling to me how even the average person walking around who listens to the news can't even just for a moment just question some of the things that they're presented. Like I try to present things to people just as, hey, have you looked at this? Hey, have you heard of this? Just to see. And most people aren't even interested in the slightest to know anything. And it's sad to me, because this is serious. This is our livelihood. This is our existence that they are actually aiming for. Our purest form is our DNA, because it gets passed down from generation to generation. And now they're wanting to hack it. That's serious. They're wanting to upload your consciousness to the cloud. I invite everyone, if you have access to watch Netflix, go and watch Black Mirror. It will blow your mind. They are telling you absolutely the technology that they have and the capabilities that they have. They have things called sleeves that are cloned bodies. They are soulless. They are waiting for souls to be implanted into their sleeve, the empty vessel body. They have this stuff. They've been doing these things underground. You listen to all of these the craziest tales are starting to come true, but we have to listen and we have to be open to receiving the information. Black Mirror is actually a practice of sorcery for scrying. You scry into the future when you're using usually dark magical practices. You use a black obsidian mirror. It's just a black obsidian rock that's polished to a high sheen so it's reflective so you can see yourself. And you scry to look into the future for any information. And that's what this series is about, is scrying into the future. But most people don't know that their computer screen, when your computer's off, your cell phone when it's off, the TV screen when it's off, all of these different components of the digital world are black mirrors. And this is all part of the Saturnalia control that they want here. Now, Saturnalia, I don't feel in itself is innately evil. It's just like anything else. A knife in itself is not innately evil. But when practiced in such a manner that it goes against others or is harmful to others, then it's considered dark magic or black magic. White magic is the opposite. You're using the light, you're using the good, you're using good intentions towards someone. Most people don't get the fact that we are actually magical beings who practice magical arts, but this is all described and explained by quantum physics now, and how this is an actual thing where we emit scalar waves from our thoughts. They go out, they reverberate. with the same frequencies, and it reacts and comes back to us like a boomerang or like sonar. And this is how we can manifest our reality. But they don't want you to know that it's actually what used to be called magic, because it was sort of inexplicable, I guess. And magic has a stigma now where people are like, ooh, that's witchcraft, or that's magic, and oh, that's scary stuff. No, guess what? Are you scared of yourself? Because that's what magic truly is. It's you and your innate abilities to react and to affect the elemental forces that are all around us, because we are made of the elemental forces. So, we have the air, earth, fire, water, ether. Ether is prana. Prana is quantum, and it's all around us. And you can't be unaffected by it because it's always around you, and it affects everything. So we're all connected. And that's where we're going into the age of Aquarius. We're going into the age of truth and understanding that we are all one and connected to absolutely everything. But first, we have to go through this process of awakening everyone on all these multiple levels of deceit and corruption, the foundations and roots of evil. The money system is absolutely been created as a means of control. It was not as a means to, relieve us of our daily chores and things. It was to control us. But, as we progress, we will learn more about all of these aspects of our hidden history and lost history via Tataria and the world that was. So I just want people to comprehend what we're really truly up against, because it's occult knowledge. It's hidden from us, from mainstream. You have to actually dig. You have to become an occultist, which is a hiddenist, and you dig deep and you dive deep. And what they call conspiracy theorists, is actually conspiracy fact, because when you start digging, you learn a lot about the world when you start digging into different practices of things. And I do this on a continual and regular basis because I'm very curious. I'm double Aquarius is what I've found out recently. And I read books like Franz Barden's Initiation into Hermetics. I also have the Barden Companion, I look at these books of astrotheology and Light of Egypt. I want to know things. I have more than these books, and I dive deep into true knowledge, true history, true information to find out what is going on. Keep questioning, people, because the truth is rising, and we're bringing about more and more revelations and revealing what's been hidden and what's been done. So keep up the good work, everyone. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comments section, and subscribe, like, and share. And I'll see you again on the other side.